Hey y'all, this is a brief update slash announcement. Couple of things. One, we have been live broadcasts pretty regularly now for the last few weeks, doing Tuesday nights and Thursday nights, somewhere between 11 and midnight Eastern Coast U.S. time. Adjust yourself accordingly for your time zone. I think that's +6 for +5 and +6 for the westmost time zones of Europe. Looking at a map at the moment, we're trying to get those more regularly. Honestly, as of late, we've been going on for 2 to 4 hours. So yeah, that's also the other reason I haven't been publishing a lot of content as of lately. Here's the reality of what's going on here. We got jobs. We don't got a budget to fill them. We are doing somewhere between 4 to 10 hours of video / audio a week, and the post-production on that to take out the moments, chop them up into segments for YouTube, as opposed to being, well, here's 2 hours and we don't know what the hell we talked about, just watch it. Somebody has to sit down at a minimum and rewatch that. Try and minimize audio glitches if they can, and try and chop it up into something consumable for the YouTube market. Say what we talked about, say the various things like that. That's also the other job we have over here, which is copywriting / content. It's those two people, whether it's one person or 2 people, are going to need to work together. In addition to that, there's a /3rd job of keeping up with stuff that we miss. The reality is, when we first started doing this, I was spending 20+ hours a week keeping up with all the feeds, all the things, everything else, and just flagging the little interesting stories and tidbits and trends and crap going on that people had just kind of missed or had been reported really biased or other crap. Here's my schedule right now. In any given week, there's 168 hours, 24 times 7. That's all there is. I am working 40+ of those. I'm working another 20+ of those on side projects. I'm working another 30+ on other projects and community endeavors and other things. In addition to that, I sit down for 4 to 10 hours plus, do the actual recordings. For those of you who are doing all the math, okay, so let me see, 168 minus 40 minus 20 minus 30 minus 10 brings us down to 68 hours. Okay, that sounds like a lot, but you're forgetting something. That's 9 hours a day. Human beings supposed to sleep for 8. I don't. The reality is, post-production on the content level we have right now is somewhere between 5 to 20 hours a week of post-production, because we are trying to do both audio, which fortunately we are getting some help from that with the co-hosts. Bit's recording the audio. Our lovable Bob has been doing a great job of, when he has time, pushing it up, but Bob also has a full-time job too. We all have crazy schedules, everything's going on. I'm kind of doing this as a helpline. The plan is down the road to turn this into a funded network, and these will be paying jobs. In the immediate future, they are not. In addition, to really give a video / audio editor everything they need, we have to scrap the entire recording setup we have right now and give them what they need, which is everybody's stuff in a separate feed for them to mix together in post-production. That isn't how we record it right now. It's all intertangled. You have very little control in post-production. Basically, you're fixing on-the-fly glitches. Less and less are we sticking to the format for something that's easy to just do that on, which means more post-production is going to be necessary in the future, if not less, which means changing the setup does need to be a priority. Why am I publishing all this and telling you this? Here's the deal. I'm going to be locked up like crazy for the next 18 to 24 months, if not 36, trying to get a couple of side endeavors I'm working on off the ground. If they work out, great. The network's funded. We'll have a revenue stream. In the meantime, I'm going to be dropping the ball a lot. We got 2 weeks of stuff I haven't even published yet on YouTube. Bob's got about half of them up on the site on the podcast section, which we now have made live. Bit has been archiving the live streams, which are just his face and varying quality of audio of the rest of us, up findable through both theshowthatsucks.com and MrBit10.com, which are archived on the video thing over here. We do have the IRC chat app. None of us are really logged into it and we're not doing shows. We should probably change that. But it's the reality of what's going on. So the reality is, if you want to help get this network restabilized, keeping in mind that we're going to dump stuff on you and expect it to be done. If there's masochists out there that this is what you'd like to do for an O-vocation and you'd be incredibly happy if it could turn into a vocation in a few years, after a few years of sweat equity, after a year to a few years of sweat equity, send a PM. We have stuff for you to do. If that isn't the case, this is an explanation as why things are falling behind. Not an excuse, an explanation. My bad, I shouldn't be so busy, but I'm sorry. So, peace out all. There's a little update. Hope those of you who the schedule works for tonight, see you tonight. Those of it who it doesn't, I swear at some point in the next 2 weeks I will begin to get the videos up. I promise. It's just, I'm sorry. And I wish it was going to happen this weekend, but it isn't. Friday, Saturday, and most of Sunday are gone due to some things that picked up on Monday. So, yeah, sorry. Okay, that's kind of the quasi-update. Peace out all.